Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders. Supplying this video is to bring you a closer look at the CRL8010ADJ door on adjustable floor mount bottom pivot set. This is a bottom pivot set. I have all the components laid out here on my desktop, and let's go over it now. Here's the floor portion with the captive nut and the ability to tailor the adjustment from 1/4 to 1/2 inch by rotating that. To go along with that, you're going to get a like a box wrench for your need in doing that. Okay. Anyway, you get the concept of how that works. Now, obviously it seems like it's loose, but the bottom line is when you bring that bronze bushing down on, like so, you then have your door portion, and it's an end load, and that means that you will install this from the end of the door, like through the stile, and your installation is literally like that. There's a little spring clip in there, and under weight of the door, it will just clip and snap over and will stay securely in place. And then, of course, the weight of the door is what provides that proper sort of movement and maintenance of the adjustment that you've created. Okay, that's what your installation there looks like. All that weight on the door, that nut's not going to move unless you go in there really with the wrench. It's a good wrench, meaning you might find it a challenge to get a traditional crescent wrench in there because of the height that you're working with. So you want to be sure to hang on to this unusual wrench. Of course, a package of screws are going to be included. You're going to get the 4 flathead screws that you'll need for the floor portion, and then of course the plastic anchors go along with it. You will get some machine screws and star washers that will go in these holes to secure that in the door. Obviously, these 2 first, which will allow you to tailor it, and then your permanent final installation right with that fixed hole. There's a link below this video to a document called product information, and really what it is instructions. It gives you vertical adjustment procedures, assuming that you've got a you have an existing door and you're changing the bottom pivot over, which is not uncommon. This material, with enough use and abuse, does fatigue or break. Left-hand side is a listing of all of the parts that are associated with it, and it's all indicated there. That's included. The end cap, of course, is not included. That would be the door. But you've got a company, C.R. Lawrence, whose name is synonymous with storefront hardware, as it exists really under that original name of Jackson. The pivots, the door closers, the exit devices under the Jackson name is where this pivot hardware is really going to come out of. But C.R. Lawrence gets into all of the aluminum hardware applications, along with their shower door hardware, the hinges, the gaskets, the push and pull sort of trim that will go onto a shower door. Okay, let me give you an idea of the dimensional properties of this. Before doing that, let's go through the rest of the extended description. For end load applications is what this is for, and that's really just to mean that your door is going to be loaded from the end of the door rather than a side load, where there would be actually a notch in the face of the door, which would be, of course, very common if you had a wood door installation, and not with this sort of hardware, of course, but with other types of hardware that are made for a side load installation is where you would see the difference between end load and side load. Adjustable without removing from the door, that's obvious. You get in there with that wrench and you turn it up or down. It can be used with bottom door rails with a maximum of 1 inch depth. That inverted bottom rail cannot exceed 1 inch for all that math to add up and work out properly. Maximum door weight is 200 pounds. That means it's going to work. It's going to work with pretty much anything you're going to throw at it, aluminum door and glass related. Allows door clearance to be adjusted from 1/4 to 1/2 inch once the door is installed. Dimensional properties. Let's go over it real quick. You might be trying to match something and need to know that information. Overall width of the face, 2 inch, or the overall width of the floor portion, 2 inch, and you can see where the screw holes fall in, 1/2 inch and then 1.5 inches. You will have an overall 3 3/4 inch. Okay, this is going to be considered a obviously a center hung sort of installation, where the vertical axis of pivoting is down through the center of the thickness of the door, and therefore called center hung is really how that gets its name. Now the door portion, give you an overall about 5 inch. Overall height over here, about 5/8 of an inch. Okay. Then of course your bronze bushing that's here. That's important to have. It's about 15/16 overall diameter. And then the thickness of the item is about 3/8 of an inch. If you have any questions on the CR Lawrence 8010 ADJ adjustable bottom pivot set or any other CR Lawrence product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you very much.